all these 5-star reviews at InfoWarsLife.com. If you only buy one product, this is it. I cannot emphasize this enough. It's so important for people to take it. Patrick, from an undisclosed location, 5-star review. I put my entire family on Ion. Everyone loves it and notices the difference. AC from Springfield, MA. Thank you. 5 stars. Daily use. InfoWarsLife.com. Got other specials at InfoWarsLife.com or InfoWarsStore.com. And Super Male Vitality is back in. We need fuel to load the engines in another bombing run. Buy the product. Second hour coming up. We're getting into the whole situation with the Trump clips and more. I tend to go off on 20, 30-minute jags like I did last hour on stories like Mark Zuckerberg is dictator of Facebook Nation. The Pirate Bay founder says CNBC. That's what this is. These are global corporate dictators who will run the AI computer systems and do that govern the planet and that manipulate reality. And people fall on their knees and go, oh, be nice to me. I'll worship you. That'll only be a season till it gets full control because it is a eugenics-built AI system to build the next level and not have organic growth of the species, but let the, quote, elite technocrats take control of human development. And they've told us humans are obsolete and ugly and bad. We're going to get rid of ourselves and merge with machines. And I'm like, whoa, whoa there, big boy, here on Spaceship Earth. You didn't really talk to the public about that. Well, the public's dumbed down and evil watching NFL. You did that, and you wrote textbooks bragging about it in a 70-year program. I don't think that's very nice. Plus, a lot of us aren't dumbed down, and we know what you're doing. Stop it. And they just go, start the demonization campaign. Patriots and gun owners and Christians are evil. Those that are against transhumanism are backwards and must be exterminated. You know, it's like, whoa. I saw a bumper sticker, not a bumper sticker, a car yesterday that had a bumper sticker on it. And it was of a man and a woman and then a Dalek from Doctor Who that rolls around going, exterminate, exterminate, exterminate. And I thought, wow, is this a eugenicist driving this car? Because that, or just someone with a good sense of humor. Because a Dalek about to kill a man and a woman, people put in their car, hey, I'm a mom, hey, I'm a dad, we got 3 kids, we have a dog, here's our family, it's our tribe, isn't it cute? This person's like, yeah, I'm a Dalek aiming a weapon at a man and woman about to kill him. In fact, guys, it's on my phone. If you want, Nico, you can pull it off and actually tweet it. I mean, I'm not saying this person's a bad person. You know, we ought to, legally, we can try to run this person's plate. I guess you got, I don't know how you do that. And like contact them and see why they have a Dalek on the back of their car, you know, about to kill a man and a woman. And just ask, what's the whole point? You know, what do you mean by this? Here you go, Nico. I'll show it to you. You can run on in there. You know, I can actually just have a document cam on this. Let me pull this up and I'll actually just show TV viewers. But then I do want to tweet this out. It's here in my camera roll. It was yesterday. Or was that a couple days ago? I'm going to find it. Here it is. Yeah, it's kind of blurred because it was raining. Okay, I'm going to cover the person's license plate up. But here it is. Here's their car, and here's the Dalek. Document cam that. So you've got the Dalek about to exterminate the people. He's got weapons up. And I guess this guy or this lady didn't have much luck, I guess, in relationships, kind of feels down about the world. So just kind of wants to see the whole world burn. Maybe that's what they mean by this. I mean, I'm not sure. Drive around in their Ford truck, Ford SUV. Oh, and I guess they already found online. Folks have images of Daleks exterminating the family. I guess this is a popular deal. A lot of folks want to exterminate Christians, I see. Oh, I get it. Yeah, I figured. It's all part of the spirit of the age. But, of course, these people aren't committing suicide. They want to live. They just want to see you go bye-bye. All right, we're going to come back and talk to Ben Garrison, who is a very, very popular political cartoonist who's been persecuted as of late. And then we might have Tim Kennedy pop in today. He's here at the office, but I thought, why not just get Tim on? I'm going to go talk to him right now. He's riding shotgun with us as we cover news and the intensification of censorship around the world. Ben Garrison, I've been a fan of this guy for a decade. He's one of the top political cartoonists in the world. You're a TV viewer. On camera 3, you can see him right there. punched up on our video feed with him here in Buck Rogers land. We're going to be talking to him here in just a moment. And popping in at the bottom of the hour for a segment, because it all ties together, Jakari Jackson is so brave. He got hit, what was it, in the head with a rock out in California, and then out in Albuquerque, or was it in Albuquerque? He's been in New Mexico and in California the last few days. And then, of course, he got, in Ferguson, just covering things, got hit with tear gas. Joe Biggs got shot with a rubber bullet. And you just see the anti-free speech frothing of the anti-Trump people. And they've also been going after Ben Garrison. So these are two peas in a pod. I've had the anti-Trump people call for, myself to be arrested. And Salon has said we should just be shut off the internet. And now in Germany, the local reports, fines for online hate speech can run into the thousands of euros or arrest. And that ties into Mark Zuckerberg, who called his users dumb effers, coming out and telling Merkel he's going to censor people as well and not let them criticize open borders. I mean, even mild speech. So it's not coming, it's here. And Ben Garrison is one of the most heavily targeted because he's in newspapers and magazines all over the world. He's one of the top guys out there. And in the last decade or so, he's gotten even more libertarian, I would say. He can speak for himself. And they've been coming after him, really trying to get him kicked off mainstream media. But that doesn't really matter because mainstream media is dying. But I guess they're trying to cut off his money. That's why I guess he sells posters and stuff like that. It's important to support free speech, especially free speech that's pro-human, or you're going to lose it. So it's graphics.com, G-R-R-R, graphics, that's G with 3 R's, and then graphics.com. We're going to tweet that out and Facebook that out as well. Years ago, we have Ben Garrison art hanging on the wall, and it was crazy to later learn from him, and I guess he'll tell you in person today that some of his work is inspired by InfoWars, like the March of Tyranny. And if you're a radio listener, we'll also post in an article at InfoWars some of these specific ones, but go see all of them at graphics.com. Mr. Garrison graduated with a BA degree in art from Angelo State University, San Angelo, Texas, another good old Texas person. In 1979, he now lives with his wife, Tina, in Lakesville, Montana. He is a commercial artist, fine artist, and libertarian cartoonist. He was very, very angry in 2008. Banker bailout, decided to draw protest cartoons in his spare time. He began by drawing anti-Federal Reserve and pro-Ron Paul cartoons. And I got to say, he's probably one of the most prominent political cartoonists out there, probably the most. I mean, I've got to say, Anthony Frieda is very prominent, but Ben Garrison is probably numero uno, and of course, he's a patriot. How many people that are number one aren't patriots? Because we're free market, we're pro-human, and our ideas are populist and resonate with the people. So if you're a radio listener, go to Infowars.com/show. You can see these as we're talking to Ben Garrison. Ben, it's great to have you on. Thanks for joining us.
Thanks for having me, Alex. Greetings from Montana.
Well, I'm kind of ranting here. We're all in the same boat together. You ought to just fill folks in that don't know on the attempts that have been out there to shut you up.
Well, I've had an avalanche of hate mail, most recently because of my Michelle Melania Make the First Lady Great Again cartoon. And I knew that cartoon was nitroglycerin. And when I drew it from my Patreon members only. And I was because I want to give them some extras that, non-supporters don't see. But then I decided to tweet it out. Well, okay, well, I'll just tweet it out. So show people this is what my Patreon supporters get to see that I don't put on my website. And I knew it was explosive, but I didn't expect the magnitude of the explosion I received. I've got an avalanche of hate mail. I got many death threats. And I got a lot of reasonable emails too. But one of the themes that sort of ran through there was that I wasn't being helpful. He said, your cartoons are not helpful. You're making the situation worse. And you need to stop being so mean. And they really missed the point of what an editorial cartoon is all about. Now, all editorial cartoons, in my opinion, are predicated on being mean, because we see government wrongdoing and we're angry. So that's the spark of the cartoon, is the anger and meanness. The other element necessary for the cartoon is some kind of an idea, and that's based on analogies or humor. And then the third element, of course, is the drawing. You need to have some modicum of drawing talent to be able to pull it all together. And when you pull it all together, it's satire. And people don't realize that a lot of people that these days, the politically correct crowd, don't realize what satire is. Satire is supposed to be mean. We're supposed to go after these people.
And it's the most protected speech in the world, according to common law in England and the United States. I mean, satire is the most protected.
Well, it should be. And so what I did is I pushed the envelope. I knew that people were going to be mad because these SJWs, and I mean, they're hothouse flowers. I said, okay, well, I need to toughen them up a little bit. So I'm going to draw a cartoon that's going to probably make them mad. And boy, did they get mad. And so, one of the things I was accused of right off the bat, of course, is I was racist, which the cartoon is not racist. Michelle is a public figure. She's fair game.
And she does look extremely masculine. I mean, there are a lot of women that I'm attracted to, a lot of black women I think are super sexy. And I'm here to tell you right now, she's not one of them. She looks too masculine.
Well, this is kind of the feminist dialogue, and I don't understand a lot about feminism. I'll tell you that right off the bat. But one of the things that seems to be coming into play now is that you have to appreciate all females in all forms, whether they're overweight or they're old or this, that, and the other. And I'm sorry that the men are not wired that way. We find some women more attractive than others.
Well, we tell folks about the history of political cartoons for hundreds of years all over Europe and here. That it's supposed to be goofy. They've done them on myself where they make me look like a moron. And Obama, that's just what they do.
Well, that's what they do. But Alex, here's what they object to. A conservative is doing it. A conservative, especially a white conservative, is not allowed to criticize a black liberal in particular. And then a woman in particular. So it's for such a simple cartoon, it was insulting to me.
It was in hundreds of newspapers. You were demonized. People called for your arrest. Newspapers asked if it was legal in Europe, where they're now arresting people. But here's the great news. It only made you more successful because you challenged him. I talked about it and said, hey, Joan Rivers, before she died, said that everybody knows Michelle Obama is a tranny. In fact, can we cue that tape up? And the media ran with it like I was the one saying it. I kind of tongue-in-cheek said, they've lied to us so much. Okay, I think she's a man. I mean, maybe she's a space alien. Maybe Obama is. I mean, and then they came out against myself as well. Which the great news is, Ben, for me, these are such discredited people. All it did was wake folks up. I think they're out of bullets. What do you think?
Definitely. The thing about that cartoon, too, is something as strange is going on in that marriage. I mean, she once sat down in an interview and said that she was a single mother. And then we have Obama calling her Michael several times, Michael. And it's obvious they can't stand each other. You see him getting off the plane, and Michelle is nothing but a scowl. And so that's one of the reasons I drew that, too, because usually the first lady has a smile on her face and she's waving. She represents America and she's happy. Now, Michelle, she sees racism everywhere. You might remember that incident at Target where some short little old lady asked her to reach for a box of detergent, and Michelle was offended. Oh, that's racist. You're asking me to help you just because I'm tall.
Absolutely. Little old ladies ask me stuff all the time. It's a form of affection. Also, she's always out eating, fattening foods, ice cream, ribs, chicken fried steak, all the stuff I love to eat and shouldn't eat. And then she's lecturing our kids, telling them what to eat, and none of that tasty stuff is on the menu.
Well, that's the main reason I went after her, because she's forcing a nanny state program on the kids, and for basically forcing the kids to eat GMO foods and let the parents pay for it. Now, I come from, when I was a kid, I always had sack lunches, and now it's like, when did the big government step in and tell parents what their kids? Okay, so the kids are a little overweight. That's the parents' job to do something about that, not Michelle. So just the fact that she's living lavishly on the public dime and taking, exotic vacations and enjoying the high life, that makes her a target in my eye. I mean, and the fact that I'm happen to be a white conservative drawing a black liberal does not make me racist. Now,
but Ben, let's go further. Any good political cartoonist takes real traits that are there and exacerbates it. I mean, that's just what you do. Correct me if I'm wrong, but I remember taking that, in class.
She looks mannish to me. And you see the liberals praising her. Oh, look at those arms. They're ripped. Isn't she beautiful? Well, I don't find that beautiful. But Well,
let's expand on that, though. You don't even really exacerbate that much, maybe a little bit. I'm going to put on screen for TV viewers the famous blue dress where it looks like she has a cod piece or a large package on screen for TV viewers. And then I'm going to cut to your graphic. And if you look at the two, I mean, you drew what you saw.